What's up guys, Josh from CaliforniaThroughMyLens.com. This video is a little bit different than normal. I'm pretty much just going to be talking about all of the gear that I brought on my Mt Shasta climb. So if you're interested in that, watch this video. If you're not interested in that, go ahead and skip it. You can watch the next one where I actually do show the Mt Shasta climb. And also I would like to say that I'm not paid to talk about any of these products. These are products that I actually use and that I actually like. So with that being said, let's jump into it. First off, we got the tent. This is the REI Half Dome 2 tent. Amy and I were both doing the climbs, so wanted something that could fit 2 people. This is actually my go-to tent. I use this on pretty much all of my camping trips. It's relatively light for the price, and it's easy to put up, and it has a decent amount of space for 2 people. I'm also gonna bring the footprint because we're gonna be camping on snow, so this helps to kind of keep some of the water and everything from the bottom of the tent. And then I got my Teton Sports 0 degree sleeping bag. I love this bag. Again, it's a relatively well-priced bag at about 80 bucks, but it's very comfortable. It has like almost a sheet-like feel to the inside, plus it goes all the way down to 0 degrees, so great sleeping bag. I have my Sea2summit pillow. A lot of people don't like bringing these kind of things on a camping trip or backpacking trip because it does add a little bit of weight. The same with this pad that I have, but for me, I like to try to get like a decent night's sleep because it makes it a lot easier if you're trying to hike and you have a decent night's sleep. So I always bring ultra lightweight pad that's easy to blow up at high elevation, and then a small pillow as well. From there, we have a little bit more of the basics. We got polarized sunglasses, which are important when you're climbing on snow. These are also kind of wraparound sunglasses, so they protect your eyes in the corners as well. This is just a cheap pair of sunglasses from Amazon. And then first aid kit, it's always important. I like bringing my Swiss Army knife just in case there's anything that I need, to be able to cut, or just to have this with me. It has a lot of good purposes. From there, we got a nice light. This is one of those lights that you can blow up, and it's solar powered. It's nice to be able to hang this from the tent. Again, lightweight and solar powered, so it's easy to recharge. Always bring duct tape. You never know when you're gonna need a little roll of duct tape. And for the actual filming of this experience, I have my camera, but I'm gonna try to film a lot of it with my iPhone. So I have this little selfie stick, I guess, kind of thing that extends out, and that has a super secure area where I can put my phone in. Also, what I like about this is that I can mount things to it, so I can put this light in there for early morning filming, and I can also put in a microphone, which is on the camera that you're watching right now, into here as well. And then I got my phone, so the phone would go in here as well, and it has a moment case, which is one of the cases that allow you to do external lenses. I like this a lot because it gives me a whole nother level to my mobile videography. So I have a super fish wide lens and then just a normal wide lens. These things just screw right on to the phone like that, and you have a whole different viewpoint, so I can use that with the little selfie stick thing that I have. I also have a little mobile tripod, so if I want to do any time lapses of setting up the tents or clouds moving around the mountains, I can do that with the little mobile tripod. Next up, we have hiking poles. You're not going to use these as much when you get higher up on the mountain, but it's really nice when you're down walking up to camp and you have the heavy backpack on to have some hiking poles. Also have a headlamp and 3 batteries. Have to have a headlamp. You get an early morning start on Mt Shasta. 2 buffs. These are for kind of keeping the sun off of your face. This one is for hot weather, and then this one is for the wind in the early morning, so you can look super cool if you wear one of these. I'm putting both of them in just because Mt Shasta can get really windy, so it's nice to have something easy to breathe through, and then this one can protect you in the sun and keep the sun off your neck. A lot of these things are going to be stuff that you might not bring because I have a lot of camera gear that I'm bringing with me, and this is a kind of down puffy for my camera, so you can put your camera in there when you're camping, when it's cold, so that it'll keep it warm. Also in the early morning when you're hiking with the camera, you can use this to kind of strap it to your body, keep it warm. We got gloves. It's obviously important to have nice warm gloves when you're hiking in the snow and at high elevation. I make sure that my gloves have the fingerprint sensors so that you can use your phone with them. That's important to me because I'm always taking pictures and videos, so I don't want to have to take my hands out of the gloves in order to do that. Then we have the ice axe. The Mount Shasta is a technical climb, so you have to have an ice axe. You don't necessarily have to use it to like pull yourself up the mountain, but you want to be able to know how to self-arrest and how to use this ice axe if you need it. I have a leash on my ice axe as well, because you don't want to have to lose your ice axe while you're falling down the mountain. You definitely want to be able to keep it with you. And then these covers are just so when I'm traveling with it, it doesn't, you know, poke my backpack or make a hole in it. We have a climbing helmet. Need this on Shasta. There's rock fall, there's also ice fall. It's just important to be able to have a helmet that can keep you safe from both of those things. Plus, if you happen to slip and you're sliding down the mountain and you needed to self-arrest, obviously you want to have a helmet on as well. Got the Jetboil. This is for making food and boiling water. When you're at the campsite, I've used this thing for years and years and years, and it still treats me really well. I love being able to just have this because it makes the backpacker meals and everything super accessible, super easy to cook. For food, I like to bring things when I'm hiking that are easy to eat and that are enjoyable, because when you're at 12,000, 14,000 feet, sometimes you don't really want to eat, you're not hungry. So I'll bring stuff like Sour Patch Kids, Snickers, things that'll just give me energy, but that I'm also excited to eat at that elevation. Then I have a Mesquite barbecue seasoned chicken for dinner at camp. You just heat up the water in the Jetboil, pour it in here, good to go. Next up, I have my camera. Most people will not want to hike with a camera like this, but since photography is what I'm super into, then I have to have my camera on this hike. I have a strap in case I want to wear it like that, but most likely I'll be using my Peak Designs clip to attach it to my backpack. So this is right here. If you see on my backpack, there's a little clip right here, and then the Peak Designs clip just slides right in, as long as you don't get it caught in your strap. So just like that, you can wear it while you're hiking around. I love this because it's easy to get my camera out to take a photo. It's right here with me. I don't have to like get it out of my backpack or anything like that. It's not always super fun to carry a heavy camera on a backpacking trip, but you make it work for the good pictures. And then lastly, this is my backpack. I've used this one for 4 or 5 years. It's just an REI flash pack, but I really like it. It's relatively lightweight, holds a lot of stuff. It's been great for me. One of the things that I don't have here is that I don't have my hydration bladder that I'll be bringing with me. I also don't have my permits and those kind of things. Oh, I do have my clothing though, so I got a nice pair of wool socks. You don't want anything cotton when you're on a hike like this. It's very important to have wool. And then I have a pair of pants for hiking. And then I have boxers that are wool. I have long underwear. It's also not cotton. I have a pair of snow pants because you have to glissade down the mountain, and so you want to be able to have waterproof snow pants. I brought 2 pairs of pants just because one converts into shorts, and I know that it's going to be pretty warm on the first day up there, so I want to be able to convert into shorts, and then on the second day wear the snow pants. I have a down middle layer, and then I have this awesome shell Arc'teryx that I love that I put on top of that. It keeps you from the wind and the cold, and it's also waterproof, so this is a great shell to have. And the other things that I don't have, mountaineering boots, crampons, and gaiters. I'm going to rent all of those in Mount Shasta, so I'll get those when I'm up there. Just want to make a quick update to this video. We did make it to the summit. It was awesome. You can see the other video that I made about that, but a few updates to the gear piece that I brought. First off, one of my friends, Jeff, had a Sea2summit Bucket is what they're called. And so when you're in camp and you're melting snow for your water, it's really nice to have a bucket, this little lightweight collapsible bucket, so that you can take it out, get the snow from an area away from camp, bring it back, and then be able to melt that snow. So that's a great addition. Also, having a shovel, or what they call a snow scoop, is a good thing to have as well. You don't need more than one of these for an entire group, and most of the time there's at least somebody at camp who has one, but it's definitely good to have that so that if you have to kind of dig out your shelter a little bit, you can do that easily. You can do it with an ice axe, but it's much less practical, so it's nice to have a little foldable shovel or snow scoop. I actually didn't bring a hydration bladder. I just brought Nalgene's. I brought 3 liters worth. I filtered water when I was at horse camp. I also melted snow to filter water when I was at Helen Lake, and it ended up being really good for me. It was easy to carry around. It's easy to drink while you're at camp. Didn't have to mess with the hydration bladder at all. Also, I would recommend having a squeeze filter. I brought this with me, but I didn't show it in the original video. When you're at camp at Helen Lake, you can boil water in order to make it safe for drinking, but it takes a really long time to get that water boiling, wait for it to boil for a few minutes, and then also wait for it to cool down. If you just bring a squeeze filter like this one, then you can just melt the water enough so that it's liquid, it's not snow anymore, put it through this filter, squeeze it right into your Nalgene. It's a really easy way to filter water. Lastly, we actually brought these little coffee shots. My wife loves coffee. She thought that this would be a great addition to her pack and actually really enjoyed it on that morning when it was 2 a.m. and we had to climb up to the summit. It's nice to just be able to have a quick shot of coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker, highly recommend these. They're pretty decent. They have some flavored ones as well, and it gets you going in the morning. I think that's it for the gear. We were pretty happy with the gear that we brought. I'm gonna have a link to all of these different pieces of gear in the comments and a post that I wrote on my website about that. And be sure to go over and see the Mt Shasta video that I put together. It's a crazy experience. One of the coolest things I've done while I've been in California. If you guys have any questions about gear, feel free to let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching this video.